Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on our Monday night training. And I forgot what day it was then. It's been a bit of a crazy few days for us. As you know, tonight's topic is going to be all about our Arbonne annual conference that we've all just been to, and I was so pumped about. It was absolutely incredible. So we just want to give you a bit of a feel for what AAC looks like, why you definitely need to be there next year. It will 100% transform your beliefs in yourself, how you feel about the company, everything that you need, you get at this conference. What I love the most is everybody who left us, all six of us, walked out of there and we were like, right, we need to be like promoting to the next level. We need to be in it now, so, and it really does blow belief into this is actually possible to do. And especially when you hear it from all the people, we had some incredible stories about people getting to different levels within the company in ridiculously short spaces of time. And it just made you think, God, if they can do it in that time, then we can certainly do it in whatever time frame that we're looking at. So I loved it. It was a 3-day event. We obviously missed the first day. As area managers, you get afternoons extra training, and regional vice presidents, you get an afternoon extra training. But our train broke down, which meant that we actually ended up being like 3.5 hours late and missed all the training. So I can't comment on what that was like, but I'm sure it was absolutely fantastic for all the area managers that were there. So really for us, it didn't get started. We all went out for dinner and we got there in the evening, but didn't get started till Friday morning. But wow, what an absolute opener for the Friday morning. Like you walk in at 8:30 into a beautiful, auditorium stadium with incredible lights and music. And it was basically like a nightclub, wasn't it? At 8:30 in the morning. Great music, live performers, music, about an hour's worth of really good entertainment, and everybody was in the it's really weird because obviously nobody was drinking, but everybody was dancing, and it was like being in a nightclub without all the alcohol, which was very pleasant, I have to say.
Yes. We should do it more.
yeah, it was really good. So Friday we had this full-on day of training, and we're going to touch on a few of the presenters that spoke that we found most inspirational. And then on the Friday evening, they put on a beautiful gala dinner. And this year's theme, they always theme it. Last year it was the glitter theme, and this year it was the emerald ball theme. So everybody, you can imagine there's 3,000 people there in gorgeous green dresses. Not many duplicates actually, was there? Which I was quite surprised.
No. We thought there would be.
Yeah, but incredible. Again, really good live band that they put on, good food and entertainment and stuff. And that was great. For the team, it's a really great bonding experience. It obviously takes it away from the business side. You can actually relax and let your hair down. But we were very well behaved. We were in bed by midnight, weren't we?
Yep. Yeah, we all were.
Which meant that we were up early, and it was a long conference day, from 8:30 on the Saturday through to 4:30, but it was phenomenal. Arbonne really do treat us in the quality of the training. So not only do we learn from all of the people at the very top of the business, they fly in the UK, but they also fly international speakers. So we had the amazing Linda Parker, who is EMVP 5-wide direct nations to her. Within her team, she's got 47 nations and 250 regions. So she was incredible. We'll talk about her in a minute. But we also had an external speaker, which they do every year. Last year we had Rachel Hollis, who was absolutely fantastic, who wrote Girl Wash Your Face and loads of other books. But she was really brilliant. And this girl was actually a British girl, wasn't she, called Mel Wells. And again, I think a lot of the girls, and I'm hoping that they'll touch on it when they give you 5 minutes of what they think, but they were moved to tears. What this really does is just opens you up to all the things that you need to work on yourself, allows you to let go of things that are holding you back. And there always is a good amount of tears at AAC, which will be for, usually really joyous, but sometimes it can be quite challenging, and it's about letting go of stuff. But we all need to do it. It's absolutely brilliant. I think Kerry will touch on that in a bit. So yeah, that was a sort of feel for it. It was really, really fabulous event. Great. I'm loving my new water bottle, as I lost my one. And there's loads of lovely auctions that they did for the Charitable Foundation. So we did silent auctions where you could win coaching calls with different people. So we raised, I think, was it £45,000 for the Arbonne charity?
Well, that was the target, but I think they've probably bust it. They normally bust it. So we don't know the total yet, okay. I don't think.
Yeah, so they always have a big focus on it. I think they probably would have smashed it, wouldn't they, easily?
Yeah.
Because there was loads of little, raffle tickets and all sorts. Michelle didn't win the I Want It All this year, which we were gutted about. We thought that was going to happen, didn't we?
Yes, absolutely. It's my turn again.
So we will. So that just gives you a feel for it, a bit of a flavour, and then we're just going to touch on favourite bits, top tips, and just talk about a few of the people individually that spoke, because they were quite inspirational people. Michelle, who do you want to get started with?
Well, in terms of the individual people, first of all, I would just, a couple of things I'd add to kind of what you said there. I think some of the incredible things that is really why it makes such a big difference is you realise how much you're part of the larger team, you get to know people, but also how much you are part of the community. And there was a lot of talk, Vicky Beckett, she talked about it, and also the people from Rocher. So we had the CEO from Rocher came down, and then Jean David, who's our CEO within the group. And it really made me feel part of something much bigger. Yeah. And for me, that's very meaningful. They talked a lot about strategy and things like that. So it's not just the practical training of kind of how you run your business, but it's also about how you are affecting the larger group, the business, the movement, the health and wellness movement, etc. So I felt that was really good. And of course, the other thing that we do and so well is the recognition. The recognition is phenomenal. I mean, we spend a lot of time on it, and walking that stage must feel incredible. And I tell you now, I am not going as a consultant, a district manager next year. I am walking that stage either as an area or a region next year. So
absolutely, or both actually. If you do both, you walk the stage twice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so I want us all up on. We're all on that stage.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so the people who I really loved, well, Linda Parker was absolutely phenomenal, who's our keynote speaker. And she's been in Arbonne like 30 odd years. And what I really loved, some things that she talked about, she was quite tough about, and we talked about it afterwards, didn't we? The thing about, focus on the things that really are working. She gave a great analogy. She said, if the horse is dead, stop flogging it, just get off it. Focus on the team members who are actually going somewhere and you can support and help. And we've heard this before about there's no point in trying to drag somebody along if they're not ready to go. It's all about helping the people who do want to go and really focusing your attention on helping them to get to where they want to be. So that was a real big one for me. The other, actually, I wrote down, there's a couple of things I wrote down. Sorry, I should just pull this out beforehand. When Brice Rocher was talking, so he's the CEO of Rocher, he actually said, and I wrote this down because it really meant something to me, he talked about the mission of the company is as important as the company itself. And it's about being a purpose-focused company, which is more important than profit. So what we do and how we do it is what we should be focused on, not the money side of it, but what we're actually doing. So I loved that. And then they were just followed by Edith. And Edith, I can't remember her surname now. What's her surname? Edith. Samantha. Yes.
Yeah.
She was just brilliant. She was so exuberant and such a joyous person. And she talked a lot about love. and how love should be your motivating factor behind everything. And we heard that a lot throughout. It's what can you do for others, not what is it doing for me. And that will, it doesn't matter whether you talk about it as the law of attraction or the universe or whatever it is, whatever works for you. But it was really all about heart. It's just about, work from the heart outwards rather than from kind of monetary or results focused inwards, So that was really, really meaningful for me. And then the other one, I'm trying to think who was talking here. I can't think who it was who talked about this, but I wrote down, it was about in order to be successful in this business, you need to become the person that you need to be, kind of thing. So what I took away from that was a very powerful thought about you can't expect to achieve great success. You can't expect to move from kind of here to here if you continue to be the person who is operating at this level. And it's not just about learning things. It's not just about, getting new skills or getting new knowledge. It's about actually changing your attitudes, your the way you think, the way you act, the way you relate to other people. It's about becoming the person that operates at this level, and that's when the success comes from that. You don't get the success and then become the person. You become the person, and the success happens.
Yeah.
So I took loads of notes around all of that. So that there was a whole lot about self-sabotage and things like that, and obviously we'll talk about that in more detail. But I just loved all that, and that was for me probably the big aha moment, was that idea about actually focusing on who you need to be every single day, not what you need to do.
Yeah.
So that was very meaningful for me.
Yeah. No,
I could talk for hours, so I'll stop there.
I love Edith. What did she say? That arbonitis. You got to have arbonitis. Yeah. Like she was she was in love with her business, and she behaved as if when you're in love, all the things that you do and love to do, it becomes easy. When you love your business, all the processes that you have to do become easy because you love it. So I thought she was fantastic as well. Kerry, let's just see. Can you hear me, Kerry?
Yeah, I can hear you,
darling. We're just going to literally, if you can give me your best bits from AAC, and then anything that from any of the trainers that you wanted to mention before we cover a little bit of detail.
I think the Mel Wells was the one for me. I thought she was absolutely phenomenal.
And why was that? What was it that
when she made us do a visualization, and we had to close our eyes and find things and what gave us motivation and things like that. And that's when I said to you, I suddenly remembered me 12 years ago and how I had to pull out every sinew of my body to get my first business going. Well, probably my second actually at the time. How you have to dig really deep and search for things, and that sort of stayed with me. It was quite emotional. It actually brought a tear to my eye, thinking, oh my God, I was that person, and I can be that person again. Now I've become not complacent, but I've achieved that, so now I work it, and you get stagnant in it. So I can go again now. And yesterday I haven't been out since the moment I came through the door Saturday night, mainly because today I had a flat tire, which I'm sorting now, and I've left all day to sort out. But I've made loads. I made put so many names down yesterday, and I phoned so many people yesterday. Right. I haven't had much success on the comeback, but it made me. I've planted the seed in new biz, very new biz.
First seed, yeah. Remember, it's 5 to 7 exposures for most people.
Yeah, I did 16 yesterday. Yeah. Which I was really proud of, and I was gutted they didn't come back, but it just made me angry, so I'm going to find some more. Not angry, but it made me feel frustrated.
They just don't know it's important yet,
No.
and again, it is in the follow up. So if they don't get back to you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. A week later, contacting them and going, "Oh, I'm not sure whether you saw my message." Blah 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 blah. Pleasantly persistent, I call it. Pleasantly persistent. I've never had it. I've never sent one message to somebody and they've sent me a message saying, "Oh my God, I need to join your business immediately." That
no,
lovely as that would be, that's never.
I just hope they don't start avoiding me.
They won't, because you sent one message. If you sent them 50 messages and start turning up at their house and peering through the window, then they might.
Yeah,
that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I have not personally lost one friend in the whole time that or anybody I know. Some people have, because their approach has been different. But with our approach and what we do, nobody ever. It's always in our own head. We create much worse than what it actually is, what we think the outcome's going to be. And most people will say, initially they're probably not interested, but it's just because they don't know enough yet. But 16 is amazing.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. My battery had gone flat by 2:00 in the afternoon. That's unheard of. And it's done again. I've plugged you in now because I thought, oh my God, I got 5% again. So yeah, all good. Yeah.
I love it. And remember, if you can consider, 16 is obviously huge, but even if you do just a few a day, every single day, a couple a day, by the end of the month, that's 60 people that you've reached out to. Which is just phenomenal, and if 10% of those sign up, then you're hitting your targets that you want for your central district for your sign-ups, and you'll be hitting your bonuses. So, it's just chunking it down into little manageable steps and being consistent with doing it. That's the key.
Yeah. Oh, I did sell a Biohydra set today. We went half, so I bought the set and they've gone half. They want one of the sets, so that was good. Yeah. That was all right, but not a sign up, unfortunately. And a few other bits, some rejuvenating cream and things like that. I just put it all on through me.
Yeah. So, but exactly. Yeah. Once they use the products and love them, then you go back and go, okay, well, this is a deal that you can get if if you sign up or whatever. But I love that. I mean, and guys listening to this, 100%. Gary has spent the whole day prospecting off of the back of AAC because of the pure belief that that they instill in you that we can all do this. We can all do this business, and we've just got to get ourselves out of the way. Something that resonated with me a lot is everybody said it. This business is not about you, and when you take that out of the equation, it becomes so much easier to prospect and talk to other people, because what you're trying to find. Linda Parker said it, didn't she? She said, not what can you give me, but what can I give you? What can you, work out from their why Arbonne's going to benefit for them, and then you're helping them. And when you change that, it took me a long time to get there, to be honest, because I always, from my corporate mental perspective that I had, of course I made it about me for the first few years. And then as soon as I stopped making it about me and realised that how lovely it was to be able to help other people, then you shift in your business. You feel really confident about prospecting. You don't care about the outcome. It's and these events just make you realise that. And I love that you've done that, Kerry. What any other little top tips that you have that's resonated with you?
No, only the numbers. You've got to approach a lot of people to get anything back. It's like, just for instance, I suddenly thought yesterday, oh my goodness, my neighbour, the one I sold some land to, I thought, how stupid am I? 2 years ago, or a year ago, when I first went on the 30-day to healthy living, she just started that ISO, I can't think what it's called. Her daughter was doing it. Isogenic, that's right. She just started that, and she said to me, if I hadn't have gone on that, I would have done this. I thought, well, that was a year ago.
Yeah.
So I often pop round to have a coffee. What was I thinking? Why didn't I say, right now you can do this?
Yeah.
So I spoke to her yesterday, and they're here all week. So she said, just give us a call and come round. So that's definitely a one-to-one. And she's got quite a lot of money. So I think she'll take the risk. She's had a few holidays, and she said she was she can't sort of get off the wine wagon. So, and she's no way near is she an alcoholic, but I think she's feeling pretty like bleh.
Yeah.
So I think she's definitely one to sign up. She'll try it. I know she will. She absolutely will.
And that's it. That you get that all the time through the event, I think, which I love. You know, is people's names popping into your head. And I always say to everybody who was there, make sure you write those down, because maybe for some reason you've not thought about that person. Or
I know, how stupid is that? It's right on my doorstep.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that you get at AAC, and Michelle will know, like, we're old timers now. I think that we're trying to work out, it was our 4th or 5th AAC. I think it's
my 4th it was.
Yeah, I think it must be my 4th.
But you missed one in the middle, didn't you, with the baby?
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, so I went to one before you. Yes, I think it's been 4. And a lot of it is repetition, but you know, you'll hear it time and time again. That's because it's the key fundamentals that you often just need to keep hearing, need to keep processing, need to be putting them into your mind, and hearing them again and again and again until they get bedded into your inner core. It really is like something that you have to hear over and over and over again. And sometimes it can just be the way that somebody else is saying it that really resonates with you. I think you just have a couple of nuggets that you come away with and think it's fantastic. I will touch on Mel Wells, because she's written a couple of books. What was the name of the book? The Goddess...
Goddess Principle or something like that. The Goddess Inside or something. I'm not sure. I'll have a quick look.
I think Mia's going to buy that, and I was going to buy the other one. She sent me a text, so then we're going to swap, so we can all swap them if you like.
Brilliant. Yeah. So she's you know, incredible. She's got, you know, really good reviews on these books that have been brought out. But I did just want to touch on a bit of her. I have recorded her training, and I will upload it off my phone and put it on YouTube and put it in our post so you can hear it. It's a really incredible training. And I just want to talk about that a little bit, because I can do it quite quickly. But she talks about your life, the circle that you go through whenever you go through any period of change. And it really is about challenging that comfort zone. So when you make that decision of coming at, you know, of doing something, it feels horrible. And often immediately shit things will happen, and you'll be challenged in that space and feel really, really uncomfortable. But what you have to do is deal with those. You know, that's where you're building true character. When you step out of that comfort zone, you're challenging yourself to something that's new. You're learning and building character in that space, and you're overcoming these problems. And we'll talk about the 5 dragons quickly, because they are absolutely brilliant. Again, we'll do it when you see the training. You'll get a much better understanding. But the 5 things that you need to, the dragons that you need to tackle in this space is, number 1, not being good enough. Self-love is the first thing that you need to master with anything that you're trying to overcome in terms of a challenge. So that was just really, you know, an obvious one, but actually it's the one that lots of people miss out. So you need to, you know, really work on you not being good enough. Work on your affirmations. Make sure that you're telling yourself that you are good. Make sure that you're reading your personal development on a daily basis. And that's really going to help with you reinforcing the fact that you know, to make sure you know you are good enough. Number 2 was kill the comparison. Stop comparing to everybody else who's on social media. Stop comparing your journey to other people's journeys, you know, and making then excuses when you compare them to them. The only person that you should be comparing to is the previous version of you. Compare yourself to yourself. You know, make those improvements to yourself on a daily basis, but don't compare to anybody else. Number 3 was fear of other people's judgments. And this is huge. This takes people out of the game all the time. It's the number 1 thing that I get, the, you know, calls off saying, oh, I just can't do this business. I'm worried about what she'd say if I asked her about the business. You know, no, you do not need to worry about what other people, what other people's opinions are of you. It means absolutely nothing. It really doesn't. What was that phrase? Other people's opinions are none of your business. And once you realise that, you stay on the path that you really want to do, you realise that it doesn't matter. In 10 years' time, the opinion that they have on you in that moment doesn't matter. So as long as you're coming from a place of integrity, and you're loving what you're doing, just don't worry about it. Number 4 was fear of failure. And what she was saying is that the issue is you've got to accept that you will fail, and you have to fail. We learn from our failures. So it's embracing those fails, embracing those no's, embracing those fuck ups that we all make, and learning from them, seeing them as a learning curve. Just know that they're going to happen. But the important thing is then not to exit when you've had that failure. It is to carry on and learn from it and say, well, what could I do better? Why did that go wrong? And actually then you'll become much, much better from it. Perfection, like perfectionist. I love this phrase. I'm going to use this a lot. Perfectionists go, oh yeah, well, I can't do it, and so I've done this, and I need to do this, and I need to do this. Perfection is a protection from rejection. And I thought that was brilliant. It is that. It's an excuse that we make, that we feel that we have to have it all completely perfect before we're doing it, but it is just a protective thing so that we don't get rejected. So again, just learn to love your failures and, fail forward. And number 5, which for me, this really resonated with me, was actually fear of success. That really stops people in their tracks. And I've had this before with me, where we're on an absolute amazing journey and we're really in momentum, and then I completely unconsciously self-sabotage that situation to make sure that it all unravels, because there is a fear to what that success actually looks like, unconsciously sabotaging yourself. So the key with that is to become aware of it when you're doing it. I can't even remember what else I wrote about that. But yeah, I think is for me was a real oh my God, I think you see yourself making these mistakes along the way. So we're going to ditch fear of success. We're going to ditch fear of failure. We're going to stop worrying about other people's judgments. We're going to kill the comparison, and let's just stay with me. And we're going to realise that we are good enough and can completely do this. So that was her little top tips from the main speaker, who obviously Kerry was just talking about, which I absolutely loved. Right, we've got 10 minutes left. Michelle, have you got a couple of top tips?
Well, I think something that's really important for us to know as well. They talked a bit about numbers. Now, obviously, it's not like being at a corporate conference. We didn't go through loads and loads of statistics, but this is absolutely amazing. I think it's really important that we know this. In the UK, retail sales in the UK so far this year had a 1.6% increase in March to May, and then a 0.7% increase over last year, this is, in June to September. So less than 2% across the whole of the last 6 months. Arbonne has increased by 23%. So just think about that. So actual retail sales out on the high street going up by less than 2%. We went up by 23%. And the other thing they said, which absolutely blew me away, was that 90%, I think it was 90%, correct me if I got this wrong, Rebecca, but I think it was 90% of all new clients are coming in on nutrition. And, I definitely think this is something that we are not very strong on at the moment. And certainly if I'm not, nearly all my customers are coming in on skincare. So I've definitely got to really get my head around this and work out what I need to do differently. But yeah, I'm absolutely phenomenal. So the growth of the company has been spectacular. It's growing still. The strategy on repackaging, on reducing plastics, on becoming a B certified company, all these things are things we should be shouting about from the rooftops, because this is what people want to know. You know, I don't think we're good enough about actually getting that out there. Again, I think it might be this thing about the perfection. We need to know all the detail before we can actually talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's fine. We can go out and just talk like I've just said. Yeah. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing, you know, double-digit growth, over 20% growth in Arbonne compared to less than 2% across the UK. This is amazing, and people want to know this. And it is that thing about social proof. You know, if people know that other people are buying it, they're more likely to buy it.
And also, I think Fiona said about there's nearly 70 doctors, GPs that have joined, who are obviously massively advocating the nutrition. So, you know, 70 GPs have come on board over in the last year, because they completely see, as we all do, but it's nice to get those, you know, professional people who are wanting to make a difference. We're seeing that ever such a lot. So many nutritionists that are coming on board. We've obviously got Tanda Cook, who's a naturopathic physician, who it gives us absolutely incredible training. So I completely agree. I think we need to concentrate on more about the nutrition side. We are healthy living from within, and we need to make people that are aware of it, because our products are absolutely phenomenal. And I think we need to, you know, they did talk about how to deal with the fact that, you know, you occasionally get like an irritating blogger that will write a bad review about Arbonne, and they completely blew it out of the water based on what they do and what they do for us and what our clinical testings are and how they go above and beyond to make sure that the products that we have are the best in the world. Not only do they test, you know, the product, they test the raw ingredient, they run it through clinical trials, they run it through perception studies. You know, they go way, way higher than any industry standard that's out there to make sure our products are the best and they are pure, safe and beneficial. And we don't talk about that enough. I think, you know, you've got to have the confidence to know that you're with the best company at the moment, with the best products, but that has the brightest future. They're talking about, you know, Groupe Rocher talking about the relationship with Arbonne for the next 50 years, the next 50-year vision that they have for us. So it's having the confidence to go out there and go, actually, you know, we ticking all of the boxes that people want. They want better nutrition, better skincare. Obviously, the makeup's a beautiful bonus as well, because who doesn't want, you know, makeup that's going to be good for their skin? But we have got something to offer that nobody else has. You know, the company that we've got and the business offering that we got cannot be touched even within other network marketing businesses. So it's just knowing that, you know, that having that confidence to go out there and say those words and know that it's true and know that it is actually backed up by head office. There's a couple of documents, I must find them, because she said they were on there, didn't she?
Yeah, I've just remembered that. I just thought I'd look for them now.
Brilliant. So we'll post those in the This Is What We Do page as files, and it is literally information. If you get anybody says anything that you're, you know, not sure about, they've got all the, you know, answers to hand on there. So we've got only literally a couple of minutes left. So we'll just wrap up. But I just want you to know, if you're serious about your business, you need to stop treating it like a hobby. You need to start investing time into your daily lives on a daily basis where Arbonne is a priority. And all of the top leaders say it needs to be in your top 3 priorities. Of course, if you've got family and kids and another job, of course, you know, they're going to be high priorities. But Arbonne needs to be up there, number 1, 2 or 3, and you need to be working on it on a daily basis. If you treat this business like a hobby, it will cost you money. I promise you. I did it for a couple of years myself, and it cost me money every single month. If you start treating this business as a business, scheduling time on a daily basis where you're going to commit to your business and you are consistent with it. Oh God, how many times did we hear the word consistent? Consistently heard the word consistent. I promise you, you will see the results with it. So we've all made a massive commitment that, you know, we are ready to go region. We've got the people, we've got the skills, we've got the experience. We just need to put that work and commitment into it. So Kerry, myself, Michelle, and Gina have already made that commitment over the next 2 months that we're going to the next level management within our business. So we are going to create a region. We really want you all to come along with us on this amazing, ride that we're going to have. It is going to be high intensity. It's going to be a couple of months of really full on work, but we are going to love it and embrace it and just go for it. So if you can speak to your sponsor and talk to them about exactly what your targets are over the next couple of months, where you want to be in the business, and we can align it so that we have this absolutely incredible end of October where we've got promotion after promotion after promotion in our business, and we will all then start to see the amazing benefits of what this business can do. So I'm literally about to go. So I love you all. Really so excited about what's going to happen in the next year. I think it's the best year to be involved in Arbonne that's coming up now, especially with the 20-year anniversary that's going to be coming up next year. They've got some amazing surprises planned for that as well. So yeah, I hope that helped. I hope you got a bit of inspiration from that, and I can't wait to hear from you all of where you want to be over the next couple of months. Love you all. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Michelle.
Bye.